I manipulated my way out of a bad situation in the worst way possible. TW. Self-harm. Like an hour ago I was on a dating app and I matched with someone. They asked to go to my Instagram to talk. She sent a risky pic and asked if I wanted to continue on my iMessage. We did and it was nice. She made me feel good and happy about stuff, but then the mood changed. They showed me a bunch of my pics in this edited picture they made, marked with things like rapist, etc., and said they'd ruin my life and showed the pics lined up and ready to be sent. Said they wanted a bunch of money and then something inside of me clicked. I said I was poor, which is now a lie but used to be true, and I played it well. Then they sent one of the pics to someone from my school, but it was like fucking 2 a.m. and they never saw it. They called me. It was a grown man. I started fake crying perfectly, said my life was already ruined. My mom died. True, but 8 years ago. I don't have any online money and only had $6 paper dollars to my name and spent the rest in gas money for school. Lie. That was 2 weeks ago. That I didn't have a job. Lie. 2 weeks ago I got one. And life was already ruined and that was the last thing I needed. I said it didn't matter anymore and I was just gonna sewer slide. I was calling his bluff. BC. He was stalling for money. He tried to call mine and said, "Fine, sewer slide on camera." Then we video called. He had his camera off and without hesitation I did 6 of the deepest cuts I've ever done. This freaked him out so badly he apologized, tried to pay me money, asked for forgiveness and said he would leave me alone and let me block him and he would move on to the next person. I reported him on the dating app on Instagram and provided my stuff, and I should take more action to get him in jail or something. I'm not sure if I should be proud, or scared or embarrassed, and I don't think I can tell anyone. I wanted to get it off my chest, so I'm putting it here. I'll be fine. I have a high pain tolerance and I knew that it wouldn't actually kill me and it'll look worse than it actually is, but I hate that I did that and it was so easy to do. I deserve an Oscar or something. Edited to clarify some things and fix my shitty grammar and punctuation. Wow. Jesus Christ, man, you scammed the scammer. Don't feel bad about it. Those people are scum, but I hope you learned something. Never ever ever share your real life accounts. Exactly, and never share pics with a stranger. Certainly not your face. That was the mistake I made. Skeptical smiley face. Luckily I avoided them ruining my social life and everything I hold dear. But the money I lost at the time was everything I had to my name. It was about $200, so I guess you could say it could have been worse. But I don't think I've ever been more scared in my life. The problem with blackmail is they can always come back wanting more money. So be very careful spending that first dollar because then they know you're willing to pay. What does 6 of the deepest mean? Cuts likely on OP's wrist. Would you look at that? All of the words in your comment are in alphabetical order. I have checked 1,448,090,745 comments, and only 275,981 of them were in alphabetical order. Timing is everything. Bot. Bad bot. Read the room. You be expecting a bit much of a bot. It's horrible that you had to do that, but good on you for being so smart in the moment. You've done nothing wrong. He was literally breaking the law by sending revenge porn. It's so horrible you had to hurt yourself, and I hope you're never put in that situation again, but that's commitment, man. Don't feel bad at all. He deserves way worse, like jail time. I feel old. Can someone explain to me what happened? Op got catfished? Hope you're okay, Op. I didn't really understand what was going on there, but it seems pretty dark. You seem quite young and vulnerable to me. How old are you? Maybe stay off online dating and getting validation from sending nudes? Not only did they get catfished, but the person asked for risky pictures and when they got them said they would send them to people Op knows and basically run their lives unless they paid money. By risky photos I'm assuming Op means nudes. I am concerned as Op is obviously very young. They have posted stuff from school and AMP. Their writing style leads me to believe they are a teenager at most. Definitely shouldn't be using online dating, sending nudes. I just hope they have an adult they can go to for support. Maybe let them know they or being blackmailed. The recipient of the risky photos is now most likely in possession of child porn. The whole situation is super fucked up. I think you could be right about Op being underaged. If they are, I would recommend them reaching out to https://www.missingkids.org/ despite the name, which sounds like it's only for missing kids. They help with child exploitation, which being coerced into sending nudes underage, and then the blackmailing part would both fall under. Op got catfished into sending nudes, and then the catfish tried to blackmail him with them. Op acted up a storm and pretended he was not only destitute but suicidal. And the catfish challenged him to prove it on camera. So he got on a video call and promptly cut himself deeply several times, which majorly spooked the catfish, who changed his tune. And respectfully, your last sentence is a bit tone deaf. Someone who has just been blackmailed because of nudes doesn't need a third party helpfully saying, maybe don't send nudes. They have figured that part out already. Op has just commented elsewhere saying they were 13 at the time. I know it's a bit tone deaf, but they still don't seem to have realized that sending nudes to strangers is a bad idea, and more focused on how they got out of it. Their Reddit profile talks about posting nudes. I am just concerned they may get manipulated, catfished. Again, fair enough, it changes the story quite a bit that they're so young. I apologize to all if I came across as patronizing. It wasn't me stating the obvious, it was an actual request for them to stop sending nudes seeking validation. It's bad enough when adults do it, but adults can do whatever they want. Sometimes kids need to be told something is a bad idea. How did he get a job at 13? There are some jobs you can get at 13 depending on where you live. For example, a paper round, working for family, or odd jobs like mowing the lawn, cleaning cars, etc. Or they could be lying. That's commitment. Maybe I was looking for an excuse, man, shrugging. I saved a lot of money and just had to dust off an old coping skill. I have an appointment for a diagnosis and hopefully some meds, and I got a job and friends, so my life is looking up IG, so IDK why I did that. I feel shitty that I could be so manipulative and directly traumatizing to someone so quickly and smoothly. No, you are not the bad guy in this scenario, he is. He tried to blackmail you and you used the tools that were at your disposal to get out of it. And you did. You showed that MF. PS, and it's good that you are getting help. Closing parenthesis. This happened to me as well. When I told him I got no money on me and acted to make him believe he took my alternative Instagram account and left. But the whole thing was traumatizing. Bruh, I thought you literally filmed yourself sliding down a sewer and freaked him out. Also, I don't really understand what happened. He put your picture in a grid marked with things like rapist? WTF does that even mean? This is what leads me to believe that was very young. Sewer slide is what people write to mean suicide, so their parents don't know what they mean if the parent happens to find the comment. Teenage thought process assuming that adults don't know what internet slang means. It's about the social media algorithm not picking up on the actual word, not adults not realizing what it means. Didn't need to go that far, as those are scammers who wouldn't send those pics if you blocked them. They're only after your money and that's it. Check out our scams for things like these. That's so fucked that there's people out there that would purposely trap and blackmail people for money unless they pay. Humans can really be scum. That happened to a guy the first knew lightly. He was sexting with a woman, and we don't know if it was a woman, but rather a person who blackmailed him for money, and when he said no, those pictures went to everyone on his Instagram friends list. That seems really overly dramatic. You could have just taken pictures of the conversation and told the truth to anybody he sent the pictures to. It's not like you were convicted and sent to jail for it. She, they, then he? The lack of continuity annoys me. Pretty easy to follow. They were pretending to be a girl at first. Turned out to be a guy. Either a fake story or the person goes by all pronouns. Person shrugging. It's called sextortion. The male scammer pretends to be a female, and once they are sent pics, They threaten to send them to all your friends and family unless you pay them. It's very common actually. Never been catfished, eh? Don't feel too bad, op. I had to lie and say I was 17, even though I was 18, and they'd be passing around CP. But never fell for a stupid request to include my face in a dick pic again at least. Never send nude pics to strangers without getting paid first. This. You took action in an albeit odd way to make sure your life didn't get totally destroyed. Adrenaline and fear can really focus you and you find an out any way you can. Any way will do as long as it works. Your survival instincts kicked in. You have nothing to be ashamed about. Woozy face. This was a roller coaster. In the future just block and report. You don't have to do tricks for M. They can't hurt you if you don't give a fuck about M.